If you're clearing your throat all the time, you're not listening to yourself. If you stub your toe, you're walking off the path. If you have hand injuries, you're reaching for what isn't yours, and you're losing your grip on life. So we can look at life like that. All injuries being something, or all actions being some more than the somethingness we see. So let's get into creation. Eve itself is the physical body. Everyone is Eve. Every physical body is Eve. Because you look at it like the mother or the matter, because that's what it is. Madre, matter, material. That's the material world. Eve, of course, being the first one to fall into the third dimension. The first one to take physical form into this third dimension, what they call the material world. So that, this is really basically what many would call hell. It's the bottom of the tree of life. So Eve is, male or female, everyone is Eve in that sense. Anyone that has come into the third dimension has fell from again, everything's coming from the inner world or the underworld and blooming from darkness into light. So there's never a here nor there. There's layers that are not separated, but that is just a good way of, I guess, compartmentalizing for realizing where you're at in your progression of yourself, of realizing yourself. So, again, if you even, this terrorist thing is hilarious, this ISIS thing, because, of course, Israel means Isis Ra'el, which means Divine Mother, Divine Father, El meaning God. So, God, the Divine Mother, Father, God, which is what we are, that's what the body is, a reflection of that. So in the other layers, of course, you will be what they call androgynous or both. But if you're both, of course, you are neither. You are just being. You aren't a male or a female. But the first one to fall into the third dimension, which is basically hell, is going to be a womb man. It was the first person to slip in, to become dense and fall into this third dimension, was a woman. That's why they say Eve came from Adam. Adam just being a group of androgynous beings that were from a less dense state of being that lusted after sensory lust, really. And the more they did that, the more that they fell. And then they produced this sexually dominant person, this female. And then that's why they say the sons of God took to the daughters of men. Because the daughters of men would be, of course, this third dimensional female that now exists. So these androgynous beings wanted into this life out of sensory lust. So they came through this womb man. And then and of course, these are groups of people. Adam, Eve, these are groups. This is a group. These are all groups. These are not individual. Even in the Quran and in the Bible, they're spoken of in plurality. So it's not individuals in that sense. So we have different layers of life. So we could say the third dimension is hell. Fourth dimension being the garden. And beyond that, we'll have other causal dimensions, other dimensions that are less dense and more, I guess you could say more void in a sense, more understanding there, to where there is the points of reference are acknowledged, whereas in the third dimension, everything is seen as separated. And that's what happens. We basically, as one, we're separated into two to even come into this place, to create a duality. And that's where the whole twin flame situation comes from. And when you interface with this mirror of yourself, this twin flame, you absorb what you lost or gave up when you split. And the same goes for them. And then you can become the Elohim you've always been. Elohim meaning Ella, meaning female, and him or him meaning male. So again, it's Goddess God or Divine Mother Father. Honor thy mother and thy father, and thy days will be long upon the land, right? So not talking about anything on earth. They're talking about the you that is androgynous, that you came from, that comes from something even of less density. So you're basically going up and down this, what people call Jacob's ladder, right? Yaqub's ladder, really. Yaqub's ladder. Because there's no J in Hebrew. J doesn't exist, so it's Yaqub's ladder. Even the tribe of Judah is Judah. So even Jehovah is Jehovah. There's no J. So it's Yaqub's ladder. And anybody that knows anything about Yaqub, who eventually changes his name to Israel, if you know about Yaqub and the grafting process, then you understand what's really going on here. You know, and making man in our image, creating grafts, creating inverted people, these tribes of Israel, these grafted, created, fallen angels, basically, encapsulated demons. That's what an angel is a fallen angel is a demon. So, and that's not to demonize Israel or Hebrews. That's just more so to call a spade and realize, you know, the paths are all there to reflect one another for continuity, so you can respect yourself and, you know, see all as yourself. And so basically, yeah, that's creation in a nutshell, really. You're having God itself split itself, or you yourself, consciousness yourself, splitting itself, because negation is creation. If you're fully aware of everything, you have to create a state of not being fully aware to experience being and differing states of being, or everything would be void. So you go up and down the ladder, you create different states of distance from yourself, pretty much, or consciousness and unconsciousness. So that is what Eve is, or evil, or whatever. You know, it is the third dimension. It is all the physical bodies are Eve. So ROYALT512 at yahoo.com. Jesus Christ 19 on IG. Taylor Butt is a Facebook parasite.